What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Christy Samurai everyone here bringing another video. Today I'm bringing a video on Power Rangers Ninja Steel. It's been a while since I've done any videos regarding it, but they finally gave a confirmation date of when the first episode will be released, which is January 21st. People were suspecting either the 21st, the 28th, but everyone knew it was going to be January. They just didn't know when. 21st is the official release, which is much earlier than I expected, which is fine, and that's actually good in some ways, but also means that it will end sooner, most likely, unless they have larger gaps in between episodes, meaning that they might do like a week in between certain episodes, or 2 weeks even, before the fall season happens. But anyway, I wanted to go through the 2 episode titles and summaries that have been revealed so far. The first episode is called Return of the Prism. So what it says is, a young teen named Brody escapes to Earth from an alien spaceship with a special artifact called the Ninja Nexus Prism. He and 2 new friends must unlock its secrets to defend it from the villainous champion Galvanox. Okay, and then the next one is Forged in Steel, which comes the following week, as Brody, Preston, and Sarah return to Brody's childhood home in an attempt to find his lost family. Haley and Calvin come across a strange alien named Mick. Okay, so clearly Brody, Red Ranger, goes on an alien spaceship, so most likely Galvanox's spaceship, to get the Ninja Nexus Prism, which is the thing that they're trying to fight against Galvanox, which is the main villain, I believe. So they're trying to do that. 2 new friends, referring to Preston and Sarah. Preston obviously being the Blue Ranger, played by Peter Siderso, and Sarah played by Christina Lopez, I believe. So perfectly good to know that we are red, blue, and pink will be in that starting team, which makes sense. And what also is interesting, and so then they'll be joined by Calvin and Haley in the next episode. So the first one, basically sounds like a general plot. It's interesting they are going on a spaceship from the get-go, which is perfectly good. I'm curious as to how that will be set up with them. Does that mean that he'll be on there and he'll meet them? How does it work exactly? I'm very curious to see where they're going to go with that. Will they just be teleported there? Will he be someone that actually just has experience traveling on spaceship? That would be awesome. That would really make me excited to see them going that route, because that would imply a much more serious and much cooler kind of character to Brody, because Brody seems kind of okay, but doesn't really have much personality looking at him, but he might be awesome. And the way that it's described here makes me hope that they might do it in almost like a thief way, like almost like Marvelous from Gokaiger. If they could do something awesome like that, make him kind of like tough, I would be really happy. Forged in Steel, so return to Brody's childhood home in an attempt to find his lost family. So his lost family. So obviously ancestors. So that's probably connected to the Japanese show, with the whole idea of that it's been passed down to that they're attaining their powers or whatever. So more likely than not, what that might imply is that the first 2 episodes may not even have them as Rangers yet. Like, it might happen in the 3rd episode, or something like that. Because like lost family, and maybe like they'll be introduced to that. The other thing that they mention is Haley and Calvin, and Haley and Calvin come across a strange alien named Mick. Mick as in M-I-C-K. I'm pretty curious as to who that is. Alien. Okay, so probably something similar to Keeper from Dino Charge. So I'll be very curious to see how he looks. Hopefully he has a decent design, and hopefully his significance is decent. I mean, I honestly have no idea what he's gonna look like. For some reason, I have like certain images on my mind of what he'll look like, but I don't want to assume things until we know for a fact. But yeah, no, I am very curious about these 2 episodes. Obviously, these 2 episodes don't really tell you much, but it makes sense that they're not going to go too deeply into it, especially since it's just the first 2 episodes, and also since and also since this is a new series rather than like the previous one where it wasn't a new, where like, you know, Dino Supercharged, like they already had previous history, which is why they were able to release like 4 or 5 episodes right away, as far as information goes. But obviously, more likely than not, in the next week or so, we'll probably get episodes like 3, 4, and maybe 5 or something like that. Before the first episode releases, we'll probably have already up to like 5 episodes of information detailed and explained. But yeah, I just wanted to just kind of touch upon it just because I saw it and I was like, you know what, I might as well just talk about it because I'm sure people will want to know some stuff. But yeah, Return of the Prism and Forged in Steel. So yeah, it sounds like a pretty good, interesting story right there. Obviously, there's not too much detail here, and also you have to remember that, you know, they're keeping it pretty vague, especially since the very beginning of the series. But also, it sounds like they're kind of trying to build up some suspense and not have everyone kind of there right away. They want to start off with 3 and then go to 5. That's great. That's good. That means that they're trying to do this at a slower pace, but it's probably going to still last 20 episodes or so. But if they're going to do it where it's going to be a slower pace, but it's going to be done well, I am not going to complain at all. I think that if they do that well, I will be extremely happy, and I can't say much else other than I'm looking forward to this movie, and I hope that it turns out to be as good as it sounds to me. Not movie, TV show. You get my point, though. I am looking forward to Ninja Steel. Just looking from these, it sounds like they could go. I mean, the hope is that if they're going on a spaceship to get a special artifact and all that, like from the first episode, that's kind of a good thing. That kind of like gives you a sense like you're getting right into the action. It's getting really good right away. Now, obviously, that could also imply like it might not be as cool as it sounds, but you know, we never know. And I'm actually very curious as to how it's going to work. Is he going to have like a special item that allows him to travel from spaceship to spaceship? Does he have his own ship? How does that work? You know, the fact that he's getting there, you know, is he just randomly put there and like someone tells him that he has to attain the Ninja Nexus Prism? Like, why is he there? You know, does he know from prior knowledge? Is it something in his family that someone stole? How does this work? I want to know. You know, like I'm kind of curious just from these, because like the prism and all that, I'm just like, I have to know what that means. So yeah, that's about it for me as far as that goes. I just wanted to touch upon it. I'm curious what you guys think of these summaries. Obviously, there's not too much detail here, especially since the first 2 episodes. But I'm sure by the 3rd episode or so, when we get the information for that, we'll get a better understanding. Also, we haven't even seen the first episode yet, so that will also clarify a lot of my confusion and questions. Because really, the first one sounds pretty interesting. The second one's interesting because of Mick and because of the family heritage thing. But yeah, overall, pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to this, and it sounds interesting. It sounds very different from what Japan did, and I'm liking it just because it seems pretty good. So far as that sounds. Now, obviously, I'm saying this with very, very limited information right there, but overall, I'm not complaining. I think that it could be really good if it's done well, and hopefully it's as good as it sounds to me in some ways. But you know, obviously, early impressions with summaries are very different from actually seeing the official episodes released. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this series, and I can't wait till the 21st when we finally get to see how the show is going to work out. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye, guys. Check out my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, by the way. Bye.